It's hard to imagine Austin today without Gary's impact. Some enterprising economists should try to put a number on Gary's impact, because I think the number would be staggering.
There are people in Austin, Texas today that are making their living, in some cases making their fortune because of Gary Farmer, and they'll never know who Gary Farmer was.
Of all the members of the business community in our town, Gary Farmer stands out as the most exceptional person that has ever walked the streets of Austin, Texas.
He is incredibly connected to this community here in Austin, and he always has been. He's from West Columbia, Texas, which is a little tiny place. Now, if you get him talking about his daughters and his granddaughter and his family, then you see a passion and you see a love that's even greater than what he has for his community and his company.
When you think of people who have made a difference in your own life, the life of the community, he's got to be among the top. I think that he is motivated by the success that he's had and a true desire to give back to the community part of what he's received.
You could play poker with him over the telephone. He's totally trustworthy. If he tells you something, first of all, it's not going to be said lightly. He's put thought to it, and he's sincere about it, but you can take it to the bank. And I don't think I'm unique in admiring him for that. I think that's part of the reason he's been so enormously successful.
He's got one of the best sense of humor of anybody I ever met in my entire life. Farmerisms, that I call them, are famous around town. And I use a lot of his expressions when he's raising money, and I do some of that with him from time to time. He always says, don't let people cross shallow, meaning don't let them get away with a small gift. That's one of his key traits I think he's really good at.
If you think about the phenomenal growth that we've had in the city and the job growth that we've had in the city, Gary has had a hand in a lot of that. It's hard to imagine a part of the city that he hasn't touched. So as part of this sort of ongoing enrichment of our community, he has helped to shepherd that along.
I think that you'd be hard-pressed to find anyone in Austin who's had a greater impact on the real estate community doing things to make the city better. Whether it's roads, whether it's jobs, whether it's Waller Creek, whether it's the Hill Country Conservancy, whether it's the Land Trust, whether it's the Nature Conservancy. He has worked tirelessly.
When we give this award, we want it to be given to someone who personifies those values of good land use and community building. We can put Gary up as an example of what we think is the best of the best. So he personifies what ULI is all about.